Oscar Piastri and McLaren have sent a serious warning shot across the bow of Max Verstappen, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. Just days before the Mexican Grand Prix, when the title fight is reaching boiling point, Piastri has broken his silence with a message that sounds more like a declaration of intent than a defense. He's calm, composed, and absolutely convinced that the championship is still his to win. After losing a huge chunk of his lead to Verstappen's late-season charge, many expected cracks to appear. Instead, Piastri has doubled down, reminding everyone that he's been in these situations before, tight, brutal title battles where pressure decides champions. He says he's got evidence that he knows how to turn things around, and that alone has made the paddock sit up and take notice. Verstappen may have the form, but Piastri's quiet confidence is starting to look just as dangerous. What makes this warning even more powerful is McLaren's stance alongside him. Andrea Stella, never one for big words, has come out swinging with unshakable belief that McLaren can hit back in Mexico and beyond. "We have good tracks coming for our car," he said, a sentence that sounds simple but carries serious intent. The team's engineers have spent days analyzing data from Austin, pinpointing where they fell short, and the message from Woking is clear: McLaren are not retreating. Mexico's unique conditions, high altitude, thin air, and long straights could play to their strengths, and they plan to exploit every millimeter of advantage. It's no longer about holding off Verstappen. It's about striking back and proving that McLaren's early season dominance wasn't a fluke. The tension heading into Mexico is palpable. Verstappen's resurgence has lit a fire under everyone, but Piastri and McLaren are refusing to blink. Inside the garage, the energy feels different, focused, precise, almost defiant. Stella knows the stakes. One wrong move and Verstappen will be all over him. But one perfect weekend, one dominant performance under the Mexican sun could change the entire momentum of this championship. McLaren's data shows that their car performs brilliantly in mid-speed corners and heavy braking zones, exactly what they'll face at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. The team believes that if they execute perfectly, they can stop Red Bull's charge right where it started. As the fight heads south, Formula One fans can feel the storm brewing. Piastri's tone, McLaren's confidence, and Verstappen's unrelenting form are creating one of the most intense showdowns in recent years. Both sides know that Mexico could define everything: momentum, confidence, and the psychological upper hand. It's McLaren versus Red Bull, youth versus experience, calm control versus relentless aggression. And with both teams fully committed to their strategy, the only certainty is that something big is coming. So, if you're ready for drama, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and stay until the end, because the full story behind McLaren's warning to Verstappen and what's coming in Mexico will leave you speechless. The title fight, which once looked like a comfortable cruise for Piastri, has now evolved into an all-out war of consistency, precision, and psychology. But rather than panic, Piastri has taken a calm, strategic approach, warning that he has evidence to prove he can fight back. It's not empty talk, it's rooted in experience. This is a driver who has thrived under pressure throughout his career, from his breathtaking Formula 3 title fight to his smooth rise through Formula 2 and into F1. His tone isn't defensive, it's deliberate. He knows exactly what's at stake, and he's reminding everyone, especially Verstappen, that this isn't over, not even close. After Austin, where Verstappen dominated both the sprint and the Grand Prix, many thought Piastri's title hopes were slipping away. The Dutchman's 104-point deficit has shrunk to just 40, and his relentless pace has reignited Red Bull's confidence. But Piastri hasn't lost his composure. He's analyzing, recalibrating, and preparing for the circuits that suit McLaren's strengths, starting with Mexico. He's openly admitted that qualifying has been a weak spot recently, while his race pace remains solid. The solution, he says, lies in maximizing the car every weekend, learning from every setback, and trusting the process. That phrase, trusting the process, perfectly captures McLaren's mindset too. The team knows they have a car capable of winning races. Now, it's about execution, precision, and mental strength. Andrea Stella, McLaren's team principal, has doubled down on that same confidence. Norris somehow managed to adapt and finish second, while Piastri struggled to find rhythm sliding through corners and battling unpredictable balance. It wasn't a lack of skill, but a lack of harmony between car and driver. But since then, McLaren have dissected every detail. Engineers now believe they've identified where the MCL39 became unstable and have implemented small adjustments for Mexico to ensure both drivers start on equal footing. But for Verstappen, this resurgence from McLaren poses a real threat. He may have the best form of any driver on the grid, 3 wins in the last 4 races, but he knows McLaren's car can still challenge him when everything clicks. His RB21 is a masterpiece of consistency. Yet Verstappen himself admitted that he didn't expect to be in this position after Zandvoort. "I would have called anyone an idiot if they told me I'd still be fighting for the title," he laughed after Austin. But beneath the humor lies a clear understanding that every point matters. Now, Verstappen can't afford a single misstep. And McLaren's warning, both from Piastri and Stella, serves as a reminder that this championship is still wide open. What makes this fight so fascinating is the contrast in styles. Verstappen dominates through aggression and control, extracting perfection from every lap. Piastri, on the other hand, is methodical and calculating,